Hi, this is Margaret from Margaret's Crafts. Thought I'd make a nice little card. This is a sample of what I did. It's a card that I made on the Gypsy, and I welded a rectangle with a butterfly on the end. So it's blank on the inside, but I wanted it to be a little shorter, and you can see the tail of the butterfly. And then you can just write your sentiment on the inside. Now let me show you what I did to make it. Okay, first you'll need a rectangle, and that card that I made is a 4x5 card. So go under, down here, let's go back, right down here at the bottom. Right down here at the bottom is your keypad for your cartridges. I'm going to start off with finding a cartridge I want. The one I'm going to use for the rectangle is George and Basic Shapes. Now, after I found my rectangle, I'll go back to my mat. Now I'm going to separate my, I'm going to dislock, I'm going to unlock the width and height key. Okay, I'm going to get my height. My height I want it to be is 4 inches. Now, the width I want my card to be, since this is a 4x5, it's going to be 4 inches high, which is 5 inches wide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it about my 5 inches on one side and about 3 inches. So I'm going to make it 5x8, 4x8. And the way to keep up with the card, the way I do it to make sure it's 4x5, is I move this line right here is my end of my my card, and I want to move it so it's 5 inches on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have to move it over.
You think it's from outer space? It fell from the sky. You know what I mean? Is it alien? Yeah, that's why it says USA on the side. You think aliens can't spell?
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 blocks that way. And then on this way, I want to put my butterfly. So now I'm going to go in, take my lock off of my butterfly, and go in. And the butterfly I want to use is an Indian art. Indie art. Okay, and when I want to weld this together, I want to use a shadow butterfly. So this one right up here, I put my shadow key on, and then I pick my butterfly. And I go back to my screen. I pull it over. Now to figure out what size I want my butterfly, I want it to be at least, you know, it has to be 4 inches. So I'm going to go back to my height. I'm going to try it out at 4 inches. Okay, and I can see that that's going to be too big. So I can slowly decrease the size. But before I do this, I don't want my butterfly just standing there. I want it to turn at an angle. So while your butterfly is still hit your advanced tab at the top. Then this middle one here, hit your advanced tab here at the top. The middle one here is to turn it, and I want to turn it inward. So now I go back to my basic, because now I want to decrease my size to make it fit. Now if you want to get a good look at what this is, hit your top button over here and tap on your board, and it'll bring up your butterfly. I want my butterfly to fit from the bottom to the top. Now, I'm going to tap on it, and then I'm going to hit. I want this to weld together. Now it's all welded, and if you want to see what it looks like, tap off of it and hit the eye, and you'll see the red line around it is the way it will cut. It won't cut the middle of the butterfly out. Now, to make for sure that I have it at the right size, it's 1, 2, 3. It's only about 3.5 inches over. I want to make this come over a little bit further. So what I'm going to do is take the eye off. I'm going to hit my butterfly, and I want him to move over to where I want him to be. I do not want him to be the whole 5 inches, like the other side is 5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4. This block is 5. I want it to go over a little bit more. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the rectangle. I'm going to go back to basic, and I'm going to go to the width. Make sure it's unlocked over there, and go to the width again. And I'm going to increase my width. Okay, that's for your butterfly. That's for your basic page. Now you're going to open up a second page by hitting this plus key up there in the corner. And now it opens up your second page. I always go back to my first page. I highlight my butterfly because that's the size I want everything to be. And since I want another blackout of my butterfly to put it, I mean not blackout, shadow, all I do is I hit my first key, my page key. Then I hit, it's under the advanced, these double squares over here. I hit back to my advanced, and I hit these double squares over here to make a copy of it to my second page. Okay, while I still have that same size clicked, I go back into my keypad, and that way if you have it clicked, it locks the size in for the exact size that you need. I already have a shadow. Now I want the actual butterfly. I'll take it off of shadow, and I'll hit my butterfly. And the way I did it, I wanted 2 butterflies because I want one of their wings flying. I know you can cut out the wings separate, but I want it to be connected in the middle. So I just cut out 2 butterflies. Now all my butterflies are set up on my mat. That is page 2 for cutting out the butterflies. Go back to page 1. This is how my card actually is going to cut out. Okay, I cut out all my pieces. I have my card. I have my 2 butterflies that were cut regular. And I have my black shadow butterfly. What I did was I scored my paper, started from here to the 5 inches. So when you turn your page over, you'll see that it doesn't reach all the way to the end. Now all you do is you take your shadow butterfly and you glue it right down to there. Now I'm going to take my first butterfly and glue it down. For your next butterfly, you're going to fold right at the wing area, fold them back. Take one of the dimensionals and you're going to cut that in half. Now you're going to put that on each side of the wing in this little space right here. Okay, now we're going to put glue on the middle of the butterfly. Glue it down first the center to line it up. Then push your dimensionals down. The butterfly, they stay up in the air. This is a very simple card to make. And then with my other card that I already have made, all I did was I put some jewels down the middle of the butterfly. I put stickles. I put stickles on for his little fillers. I put a ribbon on, stamp the sentiment. I stamp the sentiment. Your butterfly appear like it's flying. All you do is take your marker and do dashes. Here are very simple cards that you can make, but very nice. I hope you enjoy my videos. Thank you for watching.